Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 do. Subscribe. Hey, I am wearing an appropriate t-shirt today from what I'm going to talk about. Look at that. This is Mufasa and Simba from The Lion King, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Disney today because the CEO, Bob Chapek, who people are very unhappy with, has just stepped down or been kicked out or booted out or whatever you want to call it. And Bob Iger, the previous CEO, is coming back. He's pouncing his way back to the top spot at the Disney company. And this is something that I had talked about not on this channel. I wish I would have put it on the channel so I could point to it. But I talked about it with my wife, that Chapek, like, he his purpose was to be a fall guy. This is like my theory here. I think other people have this theory as well. But I just always assume that Chapek, he's like this businessman, he's not a creative, he's not imaginative or anything like that. And I believe that the Walt Disney Company was using him specifically to be a fall guy during difficult times when there was not going to be much growth within the Disney company other than Disney Plus. Basically, it's just like things were about to become tough and rough for the Disney company. And I think they, with COVID, and although I think his switch happened right before COVID, right? I can't remember the timeline. But anyway, um, having to tighten the purse strings, save money, slim down the employees, raise prices. Like, we've had crazy price raises when it comes to the Disney parks, right? It's pretty wild. And Disney Plus was happening, but was that going to be popular? Was that not going to be popular? Things like that. And then, the latest D23 with the Disney parks, there wasn't even like much news, especially for Orlando anyway. It was like, what are they getting? What are they getting? They're not getting much. So all that to say, I always had this thought that Chapek is not here to be like the new CEO. He is here to be a fall guy CEO, to take hits, make difficult decisions, maybe not even make those decisions. Maybe those decisions were already made, but he becomes the face of those decisions that were very, very, very unpopular, because there were a lot of unpopular decisions made. And I know they're like Disney stock just like plummeted again. I mean, obviously it plummeted during the pandemic, but I believe it plummeted again like 2 days ago or 3 days ago or something. I don't know, whenever the elections were. And maybe that's when this decision was made, if it was not all planned out. But I always thought he was there to raise prices and to cut employees and to take hits for lack of imagination for a while Disney tried to get back on the rails. And then they were going to bring in a visionary to take his spot. And then all those changes has already happened, and they weren't going to change, right? But we have this new visionary who everybody is excited about, to where they forget about all the stuff that Chapek did, right? So that's what I thought. I keep pointing this way, but I think for you it's actually this way. But I did not expect, I thought maybe they were going to give it to Josh, or whatever his name is, the guy who used to be in charge of Walt Disney World, and now I think he's just in charge of parks altogether. I thought maybe he was going to be the next CEO, because he, poses really well for the camera. He is energetic. He sometimes gives great speeches. He doesn't always, though, because his last D23 was not very good. But I thought maybe he was going to be the next CEO or something, because he's a good face for the company, right? But no, Bob Iger is back. Chapek is gone, Bob Iger is back, and I think what's going to happen, so we just had some major, I'm, I act like I go to Disney World every day or something, but had some major price hikes, cutting of employees, like an employee hiring freeze. They're trying to get college students to work for them right now, even college alum, which is I don't know if it's unprecedented, but it's happening right now. Like people are in their 40s and stuff that did the Disney college program years ago are getting emails like, hey, will you come back and work for us? You know, because I think they can pay them at a cheaper rate and all that. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, Bob Iger coming back. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. None of that stuff is going to change. None of that. Like, you know, with the price hikes, maybe they'll drop them $30 or something, and then Bob Iger can look like the hero. Like, look what I just did. But it's not back down to where it was before, right? So I think, again, Chapek was there to make a lot of unpopular or be the face of a lot of unpopular decisions that were probably already made. And then somebody new comes in, and that somebody new is actually somebody old in Bob Iger. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty wild that he's back. I didn't think it would be him. I thought it would be somebody else. But he knows that you put the Imagineers first, you put the creatives first, and then everything that follows is gold. And Chapek didn't know that, or, again, I think he was a fall guy. Chapek was a fall guy, a face for the bad decisions, so somebody could swing in as the hero, but those bad decisions are still staying put. Those price hikes, I'm sure, are going to stay put. If anything, maybe dropped by $30 or something, you know, when it comes to park passes and things like that. I don't think it's going to be back to original prices. I think maybe they overshot the price just so that they could bring it down a little bit with the new CEO, which is the old CEO, Bob Iger. Anyway, that's new news. I thought I would talk about it. Again, Disney, Walt Disney World, love that place. So the Disney company, I don't know. I watch Disney Plus. What am I trying to say here? I don't know. I got like DC stuff behind me here, but no, there we go. Marvel, X-Men. Do something cool with the X-Men, Disney. Do something cool with the X-Men. Bob Iger, as new CEO, I want you to do something cool with the X-Men. Anyway, yeah, what do you think? Do you think Bob Chapek, both Bobs, am I getting a name wrong? Do you think Chapek was a fall guy, purposely placed to be the face of difficult announcements? Or do you think he did a bad job and his popularity sank so low that they replaced him? Do you think it was planned from the get-go? Or do you think it was his poor job that made him step down tonight, this evening, whatever? Anyway, I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.